in the world of Instagram, YouTube, influencers, campaigns, billboards, it can be very, very easy to get caught up to do the wrong thing. It's very easy. But I want to share with you in today's video my tricks, my tips, and the things that I consider when I'm making luxury purchases. Most of the time. My name is Rakita. For those that are new here, where luxury has no limits. And in today's video, I want to share my thought process or my routine, I guess, when it comes to luxury shopping. Because you know, it's expensive. You gotta have a game plan. And last time I checked, I don't know Jeff Bezos, so I got to be strategic with my money, okay? But you know, it's very easy to do the wrong thing. It's very easy to do the wrong thing. So I want to share my tips with you on, you know, how to do the right thing. The very first thing that I consider is the most important, because I mean, depending on the answer, it'll kill the whole game. You could just probably hang it up from there, depending on your answer, which is, am I falling into the hype? Because you, like I said, we're influenced by Instagram, okay, YouTube, Facebook, social media, billboards, pictures, commercial. You could be minding your business. You could be minding your business in the park, feeding the pigeons, see somebody walk past with a nice purse, a nice coat, a nice outfit, and you trying to find out where it is so you can buy it. Don't know nothing about it, but it's cute. There are influences everywhere. You don't even have to be looking for them. So when I mean by make sure you're not falling into the hype, not only that it's not popular, which is important, make sure you're not getting it just because it's popular, but do you just want it because you see it? Listen, I am preaching because, you know, I'm with you. I'm on that bandwagon too, which is why this is my very first rule when I'm considering luxury purchases. I have to make sure, one, if it is a very popular item, if it's a very new item, if it's a recent release, is it a trending item, do I want it for those reasons? Because it's trending, because everybody whose style I vibe with, or you know, that I see on Instagram, am I vibing with how they style it, versus if it's something that's really gonna fit in my lifestyle or in my vibe, my style, you know, how I do things around here. So you have to make sure you're not falling into the hype, and you have to make sure you just don't want it because you see it. There's a lot. Have you ever, let me prove it, have you ever saw something, I don't know, maybe in the mall, maybe, you know, browsing one of your luxury designers website, and you see, you like, oh, that's cute, and you put it in your cart because you're going to consider buying it, and then you forget all about it. A couple of days later, a week later, you forget all about it. That means you really didn't want it, just you were in the moment. So most important rule, make sure you're not falling into the hype. Because if the answer is yes, you're falling into the hype, then the other stuff don't matter. You can go ahead and it's a wrap. It's a wrap, we're done. Rule number 2 is be prepared. Be prepared. With me, I don't even have to have anything on my radar, because I know how I am. If I want something, I want it. We only got to talk about it. I want it. There's no convincing me. There's no alternatives. I don't want a dupe. I don't want something that look like it. No, I want that. So, because I know how I am, I prepare. Well, how do you prepare, Akita? Like I said, I know these things is expensive, so I put money aside for what I call do whatever I want, don't ask me no questions money, okay? That's not the name on that account, but I should make that the nickname. mean, money where it is your money, it's your play money, it's your spend money. You don't have to explain yourself to your spouse. I mean, that's probably the only person I would suggest you explain yourself to, but you know what I mean. Your money to do whatever you please. And if you don't have anything on your radar, that's the perfect time to put the money aside. So when something does come up, boom, you ain't charging no cords, you ain't getting into debt, you ain't asking for no favors, you getting what you want. That is my rule number 2. Be prepared at all costs. Third rule, and this is very important, is do your research. I know you heard it before. I know it's probably like a duh, Rakita, but do your research, because you human, I'm human. It happens sometimes. Like I said, you get caught up in what you want, and if you anything like me, like I said, when I want it, I want it. Sometimes you can put blinders on, all right, because you've already imagined yourself in the outfit, or how you want to style it, or what you're going to do with the bag, depending on, you know, what the item is. You've already created a whole situation in your head with your imagination. So sometimes that, you know, have us put blinders on with the item, and the item may not, because if you're seeing it, especially if you haven't seen it in person, if you've seen it on the website, you've seen it on Instagram, if you have not put your hands on it or know anybody personally that have put their hands on it, you've only seen pictures, you've only seen what's on the website, you've only seen what's in Instagram, and obviously they're going to present the best item possible when they're trying to market it to you. That's the whole part of marketing. They want it to look fabulous so you can spend your hard-earned money and buy it. So you have to go past all that and do your research. Get on the, if it's a purse, get on the blog websites, dive into the reviews, dive into, you know, YouTube, where real life people, okay, you know what I mean by real life people. I don't mean like, you know, millionaires and stuff that no, I mean like real life people with a 9 to 5 that don't play with their hard on, where real life people have the item, have the bag, and they give you your honest reviews. And then while they're reviewing it, while it's all up in the camera, be all up in your TV, be all up in your TV, looking at every corner, every thread, all that. Do your research. And also, not just on the item, do your research on that brand. How is their customer service? If you happen to get a defective item, do they stand behind their product? If you have a thread loose in your bag, can you send that bag back for either another one or your money back without the hassle? So not just on the item, do your research on the brand, because at the end of the day, it's how the brand takes care of their customers that matters. Because stuff happens, you know, especially with luxury items. A lot of things are handmade, so sometimes you may get an imperfect one, right? What's going to make or break that situation is how the company, that fashion house, stand behind their item. If they send you another one, if they give you your money back, you know, if they want to make sure you are satisfied. So do your research. The fourth thing I consider is more of a personal situation, okay? So obviously I want to wear my items, I want to wear my handbags, I want to wear my ready-to-wear pieces, I want to wear my luxury things. But I'm also a collector. Some things I purchase just because I think it's beautiful, I want the history of it, I want to look at it as a piece of art. So I have to consider, what am I purchasing that item for? So let's use a handbag for example. If I want to purchase, let's say a Speedy, right? So I have, that's a perfect example right here, my Speedies. I have what I've called a birthday bag, which is a Speedy, and then I have other Speedies that I wear. When I purchased my birthday bag, I knew that I wasn't going to wear it, if I was about to say very often, but probably not at all. Like, I knew I wanted that bag based off the history, based off of, you know, it's going to age with me, based off of the make, the craftsmanship. I knew I wanted that bag to just be a part of my collection. So knowing that, yeah, homie wasn't about to pay a lot of money for it. Nope. I needed a deal. I needed to stay within a certain price point that I felt comfortable with, knowing I wasn't going to get a lot of wear out of this bag, where I knew my cost per wear was not going to add up. So I couldn't spend a lot of money on a bag that I knew, well, one, that I was going to have to send to get the leather replaced, and like I said, I'm not going to wear. So that price, or how much money I was willing to spend for my birthday bag, was vastly different from a new Speedy that I was going to wear, I was going to use, I was going to style, you know, that was basically going to leave my house. So when the fourth thing that I do is make sure that the money that I'm willing to spend on the bag is going to equal what I'm going to use the bag for. Also, this includes investments, because most luxury items that we purchase, especially when you're talking about Hermes, Chanel, and Louis Vuitton, they are considered investment pieces. So that is another thing that you want to consider when you are making these purchases. Are you using it for investment purposes? Is it just a part of your collection, or do you plan to use it? And all three of those categories is going to make me have a different price or a different amount I'm willing to spend depending on the reason that I want it. So if it's an investment bag, obviously you want to pay either retail or lower than retail, because it's an investment, right? So you want some monetary payoff to your investment, just like with any investment. If it's a collector's piece, you know, that is very subjective, that is very personal, depending on how badly you want that piece in your collection. If it's something that you want to use, if it's something you want to style, if there's something that you plan on getting your cost per wear, again, every price point is subjective, but you can take in mind if you're going to wear it enough where you'll get your money's worth. So that is number 4. Those are the things that I consider with number 4 when I'm making luxury purchases. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. That was a lot. The last and number 5 thing that I consider when I'm making luxury purchases is its longevity. So a lot of items, especially the new pieces, new collections, new drops, they tend to be a little trendy. They tend to be a little trendy, and that's okay. Nothing's wrong with trendy. Trendy's okay if you know that that piece, that style, that silhouette, whatever it is going to fit in your style, your vibe in the long term. Just because it's trendy doesn't mean that it can't be a classic for you. But you just have to make sure, especially when you're talking about luxury purchases, because you're talking about money, you're talking about that money, you got to make sure that it's something that you would want to wear even after the trend is over. Okay, good people, that is it. Those are the 5 tips that I use the most when I am considering buying luxury purchases. Hopefully that was helpful. If you need me to give a bit more detail about any of the tips, or you need me to explain it better, your girl got your back. There ain't no problem with a problem. I don't see no problem. Just let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to further explain myself or the tips. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Of course, turn on the notifications so you don't miss a video upload from your girl right here. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I am at Rakita's Closet everywhere. Also, for more information about me, this video, or any video, follow my blog at www.rakitascloset.com, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Okay, bye!